should be pretty clear from the first part of the video that the intention is not to show off any kind of musicianship, because I'm little more than a beginner. What I did want to do was to show how the new hand grip allows the thumbs to be used in playing technique on the Atzarin Bandonion. In particular, I wanted to show the left hand playing chords, and we'll see the importance of that later on in this video. Now, in the rest of this clip, I'm going to explain what I call the Esku Aske hand grip on the Atzarin Bandonion. I'll be explaining why it was designed and how it works. Now, the name Esku Aske comes from Basque, and it means free hand. By that, I mean that when the hand is in place, it's free to swivel along the length of the keyboard, closely following the button arcs there. That makes it easy to reach the buttons at the extremes, either the bass end of the keyboard or the treble end. The hand is also free to arch up and away from the body of the instrument. This is important when using the thumb in playing technique, because if the thumb moves towards the other fingers, the hand contracts and the knuckles raise away from the body of the instrument, allowing the thumb space to pass underneath. For example, we can see the thumb is underneath the other fingers there. And looking at it from here, you can see that in that position the hand rises from the body of the instrument. Okay, the hand grip needs to enable us to do whatever can be done in terms of handling the bellows on a traditional bandoneon. So we need to be able to easily open the bellows using gravity over one leg. We need to be able to close the bellows likewise, coming over the leg. We need to be able to open the bellows, lifting the ends of the instrument. That allows us to place the other leg underneath, for example. And we need to be able to close the bellows, lifting the ends of the instrument, either over two legs or over one leg. Okay, so we need to be able to use the thumbs in playing technique, and we need to be able to reach all of the buttons comfortably, both at the bass end of the keyboard and at the treble end of the keyboard. And we need to be able to do that both opening the bellows and closing the bellows. Okay, all of those handling possibilities are made easy by having a snug fit of the hand on the end of the instrument, and there's no play between the strap and the hand. That means any movement outwards will be reflected immediately in the instrument opening the bellows, likewise inward, because we have firm pressure on the hand rests. That makes the instrument respond immediately to any movement, so I can shake, lifting and dropping the ends of the instrument, no problem. The way the hand is supported by the strap and the rest, we'll see here, if I just move my sleeve back, that the strap actually attaches to the hand on a diagonal, running from the top of the wrist behind the thumb to just below the main knuckle of the little finger. giving it good support there. I can't even fit my finger there because there is no gap whatsoever, and that means there's no play whatsoever. Now notice that the widest part of the hand strap is from the top connecting point on the diagonal to the bottom connector. On this current setup for my hands, that's about 11 centimeters. But the distance from this top connecting strap to a parallel line, which is the other side of the block, that straight distance is only about 7, perhaps 8 centimeters. So that means it's fairly easy to put the hand through. Also, the gap between the connecting arm and the block, the empty space there, takes the thick padded base of the thumb. So it is a squeeze, but that's what gives us the snug fit afterwards. So the hand goes through there. To make it easier, we can twist the handle down and push down towards the floor, and that brings the thumb through, and then we lift up. And it's this pressure of the arm and the wrist pulling up and the hand pressing against the lower strap that gives us full support. Now, one of the techniques that's very typical of tango music is an arrastre. That's where the chord is attacked on the upbeat and accentuated on the downbeat, so something like this. I've added in another chop there, but that's the arrastre. Now, doing that on the pull, opening the bellows is easy. We've got gravity to help us. We can just drag the bellows down, as it were. We're using gravity, but the intention of the arms is to pull out there. Now, if I want to do the same thing closing the bellows on the push, I need to be able to lift the ends of the instrument off the legs and press the bellows into my thighs so that there's resistance, and that way I can get the same effect. Now, I've already mentioned that one of the most important features of this hand grip setup is that it allows the thumb to be used in playing technique. This is particularly important on the left hand in playing chords. Now, if we take a chord, I'll play E flat major 7. Down in that very low octave, it sounds a bit mushy. So I could play it an octave higher, where it sounds clearer. However, that would be missing out on what is typically done on the traditional bandoneon, which is to play the fundamental note an octave lower. So rather than playing the E flat here, it would be played here with the upper notes. So it might be played like this. Now, because the layout on an Atzarin keyboard is 100% regular, it means that the layout has become a lot wider, and that means that the distance between some notes have become greater. The greater the physical distance, the greater the melodic interval between tones. That means that it's no longer possible to play those really broadly voiced chords with the fingers of just one hand, and it becomes important to be able to use the thumb. Use the thumb to play the fundamental, and we use the fingers to play the upper notes. Okay, so let's have a look at another example of a chord, a D7 chord. you play the D 2 octaves below middle C, playing C, middle C, and F sharp above middle C. Now, another important thing about this, the design, is that I wanted something that was adjustable. People's hands come in all different shapes and sizes, and the position of the hand means that the fingers are more bunched and curled than playing on the traditional bandoneon. So we need to be able to bring the thumb closer to the keyboard. But as I say, people have different shaped sizes of hands, so it becomes important to make the hand grip adjustable. Now, if we have a look at this system here, you'll notice there's a bolt here. I've got a screwdriver. So I just unscrew that bolt here. I'll do the rest by hand before it drops on the floor. That unscrews quite quickly. Now the hand rest comes off like that. You might be able to see that there's a hand rail with a groove in it. There's a threaded tube that takes the screw that I've just removed. And this is the hand rest and strap. You'll notice there's a metal arm down at the bottom. It's L-shaped, and the strap is connected to that. And on the back of the hand rest, you'll see that there are, in this case, a couple of screws. This is just a homemade version. It's not professional. It's a bit rudimentary, but it gives a clear idea of how this would work. There's a groove or a slot cut along this L arm, and that means that the distance can be adjusted. That's important for the width of the hand. When the hand is in place, you'll notice that the fleshy base of the thumb overhangs the hand rest, and the hand itself actually rests, the lower quarter of the hand is what rests on the wooden block, but there's plenty of support there. Now, another advantage about this system, we saw how quickly we can remove this hand rest. Different people could share the same instrument, but have their own personal hand rest and strap set up. So if a parent and child in the same household are using the instrument, all they have to do is unscrew the hand rest and put their own one in place, like this, and screw it back on. Using a screwdriver. So the hand rest is advantageous because it will allow people with very different sized hands to use the same instrument. And we saw how the strap can be adjusted for width of the hand using that movable connecting arm. But another point to realise is that along the handrail, along the top of the handrail and along the bottom of the handrail, there are 11 holes in this case. And you may not be able to see this clearly, but there's a bolt which passes from the top to the bottom of the instrument. Now, if I push up that bolt or remove it, I can now push the hand rest forward. I've tightened that a bit too much. I can now push the hand rest forward if I have very short fingers, or a smaller hand will obviously need that forward position to be able to reach the buttons. Or, of course, I can take it right back. If my hands are very long, or I've got very long fingers. Now, I have medium-sized hands for a man. In fact, they're between small and medium-sized hands, and I tend to use this on position 5. As I say, position 5 is there. As I say, there are 11 holes. I'm counting 5 from the front, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, we slip that back in there like that, and we're ready to go. That locks the strap in place. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.